Good morning, YouTube. What is going on? You're on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. How is everyone today on this fine Monday morning? We're going to make it a great week. We've got a fresh start today. We got some fun stuff to talk about. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see you guys. Still no hot water. I don't know if you all saw the post, but my apartment complex sent out an email, I guess. I read that, and it said that the plumbers can't make it out till Monday morning. So hopefully I get some hot water here soon. That would be pretty sweet. That being said, good morning, Shannon Smith, Body Illusion. I just killed a bug on my computer screen. That's gross. Sandy Wandy, what's going on? Jane Aldrich, Jason P. I hear it's Ben Baconbit's birthday today. Shout out to the BBB, the Better Bacon Bureau. Wishing you a happy birthday, Ben. I don't know if you're in here, but I love you. Christine, hello. Everyone is all bright and cheery this morning. I have a pretty sweet message too. I'm stoked to talk about it. We're going to go like 50% hype man, 50% good information today. It's going to be good. I'm excited. I think that's a good Monday formula, to be honest. Shelly Kelly, hello. Carry on. Millie the Dandelion. Hey, you gorgeous bunch. Working from home, so we'll be listening in. How are my fellow Brits dealing with the heat? Stay safe and hydrated. Good message there. Good to see you, Millie. I hope your work from home is good. Yeah, I hope it's good. Working from home's good. Just scrolling. Carry on. Kevin Hawthorne, hello. Robin Miners, welcome in, guys. Kathy Ann, ASAP Lizzie. What's going on? Good morning, everyone. Jimena, I saw you as I was scrolling back down. Miss Sunrise Dawn, I saw your live there. Good morning to you. Can't think of a better name. Hello. Cooking with the grandma. I live for now. Yo. Gang's all here. KFic89, Tina Marie, Otter Dancer. Still love the name. Matrix Rabbit. What's going on, guys? Aaron Cooper, hello. Susan P, Lacey Silver. Man, there's a lot of you guys. A Tribe Called Duff, Scooby Lee, Jaden. Previously, Jaden Suh. What's going on, guys? We're going to make it a great week this week. It all starts with a Monday. It all starts with a day that we like to pick on. So we've all said the phrase, this time will be different. We've all heard it said, especially in circles of addicts and in recovery circles. It's definitely something that gets thrown around quite a bit. I know personally myself, I have said, this time will be different. In fact, it's one of my go-tos. Nobody likes failure, right? We would all like to do better the next time, right? That's just a sentiment we can all get down with, right? But that being said, what makes it different? How is this time different? If you're like me, you've said this time will be different and then turned around and it wasn't very different. And that's not necessarily a mark against your character or anything, but ideally we would like to actually do better, especially when we say we will, right? Integrity and all that. But that aside, we would just like to do better. So what is different this time? What exactly is different this time? Are we going to apply ourselves and use all of the tools at our disposal? Are we going to pick and choose which tools sound good and which ones sound like kind of a drag? Are we going to do what we've always done and get what we've always got? Or are we going to forge a new path and take what's ours? That is the topic today, folks. I thought that was pretty good. And we can extrapolate on that all the live long day. Matrix Rabbit says, please hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. There's Mr. Ben. Good morning, Ben. Happy birthday. Dude, it's your day. Do you have any fun plans? I guess you're working. Yep, I am working, so unable to talk much. Thank you all so much. We love you, dude. Do you have a link to Miss Sunrise Dawn's channel, please? I can pull it up, but if one of my mods would like to throw that up there, I would really appreciate it. Although Miss Sunrise Dawn already has. Okay, cool. I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes, folks. I come by it honestly. It's quite all right. Yeah, so luckily the gas station was open on time today because we're out of bottled water too. I drank all that yesterday. Thankfully, I didn't do a second pot of coffee yesterday. I really wanted to. If I had, I would have been out of water way sooner. But yeah, so that's the topic. Beta, beta, beta. What's going on? What is going on? Welcome in. I hope everyone's weekend was swell. I know mine was interesting. I've been a Slackosaurus Rex lately. I need to get my butt in gear, but I'm feeling a lot better. My mouth thing is still not closed up, but I mean, it feels healed, but it didn't like grow over. There's just like a pocket now. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really hope that it doesn't stay that way. That sounds terrible. Can we put Matrix Rabbit's link up as well? Pretty please, with cherries and whipped cream on top. All that sweet jazz. Worked your weekend, Shannon Smith? I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have time off this week, or is that just a figment of our imaginations? Nicola E says, this time is my first time sober. It's had its tough moments, but it's going pretty well all in. Pretty well all in all. Well, fantastic. I'm really glad to hear that, Nicola. That's not necessarily how it goes every time. I know my first round of sobriety was actually pretty legendary. I definitely caught the pink cloud and rode that thing into the sunset, but somewhere along the line I lost my way, which it happens. It's all right. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. We're here now. But I will say that first time around, there was something magical about it. It was like learning how to love life all over again after like learning to hate it. It was very cool. It was a very cool experience, and I'm stoked that you're getting to experience that yourself, Nicola. Pretty friggin' cool, if you ask me. Pretty friggin' cool. Matrix Rabbit is a ripple too. That's right. I have time off during the week. Good. We all deserve some time off, Shannon. Good topic for Monday, cooking with the grandma. What's different this time is me, lol. Me knowing that I do not know everything about everything. I do know, scrolling fast, I do know that I need all the help and tools I can get my hands on. And this is the essence of it right here. There's no shame in accepting help. There's no shame in asking for help. Although, especially when you've been down and out for so long and just literally survived off of other people's help, it is kind of hard to come to that term. But there is no shame in it. And we do need some help. Everyone needs some help sometimes. So I think this is a great sentiment. I think this is a great point of view. And if you're serious about the road to recovery, you might as well grab all the tools you possibly can, right? It's only possibly going to save your life, no big deal. Let's just leave that by the wayside. If you if you were going to go on a big trip, like a adventurous trip with your friends, you're going to go on some crazy hikes, or you're going to go cross country and explore some foreign countries or something. Where was I going with that? Would you? Oh my gosh, I hate it when that happens. Would you like say, you know what? We don't need a car. We'll just walk the whole way, we don't need that tool. Or would you be like, you know what? We're going to Europe. We don't need euros. Let's just not have the currency that they have there. It's like, why would I say no to these tools is my point. Why would I say no to these tools? It's like no big deal. It's going to make everything better. So, and I think that honestly, if we really break that piece down, it comes down to willingness. Like a lot of people aren't willing to put in the hard work, and that's, to each their own, right? I'm not here to make anybody do anything, and this is really hard stuff we're talking about here. So like, I get it. I totally get it. But if you give this thing everything, it will give back. I promise. That's what happens. Teresa Baldessari, good morning. There's always room for improvement, says Shannon. I could always improve me. Amen to that. I think I will be a student forever. I will always be learning. And the day that I forget that is the day I make big mistakes, I think, for sure. The day I feel like I'm bigger than learning stuff, I think that'll be a bad day. Matrix Rabbit says being a good person doesn't cost anything. It's just doing the right thing and be nice to those who agree with you. Just agree to disagree. Yeah, and that's fine. We can disagree. We don't have to argue, right? Or like be mad at each other. We can literally look into each other's eyes, have opposite opinions, and be friends about it. Like people think differently. We're not the same. Equality is an illusion. Equality is a construct. It's a fabric of our imaginations. Um, we're all uniquely different. We're all special in our own ways. So trying to compare yourself to others is a trap. Um, yeah, I think you should revel in your uniqueness, in your own specialities, in your own strengths and weaknesses. That's how I feel about it. And celebrate each other's differences, right? If we have different points of view, that's just an opportunity for learning, just an opportunity to see something from another perspective. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to agree. Just because I see where you're coming from doesn't mean that like I'm like saying that what you're saying is right. It's not even like that. Like, that's what you believe. This is what I believe. That's cool. Let's find some gray area in the middle we can hang out in. Let's find some common ground. How about that, right? And that's something I think that has been lost in the world today, is just being able to disagree amiably, right? It doesn't have to come to such places that it comes these days. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all just trying to live. We're all just trying to live better lives, whether you're on the lifeboat or not. I mean, whether you've even heard of the lifeboat or not, I'm a confident believer that everyone's just doing their best regardless. Your best may not be very good in that moment, right? But regardless, I don't think anyone's out there like, I'm going to screw up today. I'm going to do bad things. I don't think anybody says that, I think everybody is really trying to do their best. So remembering that helps me a lot. Kathy Qin Ashby, thank you so much. Last winter, I subjected myself to an ice bath and found myself screaming at the powers that be. Do you see what I'm willing to do? I've heard that those are really good for you, Kathy. But I've gone swimming in like mountain streams in like snow runoff, and it is quite the sensation. Not something that you can really replicate any other way. I remember the first time I had done that, dove in a mountain pool. That's the closest thing I can think of that I've experienced to compare to an ice bath, right? But it took my breath away. I almost couldn't swim because my lungs were like they were like freaked out. I had to I had to kick my lungs into gear to not drown. It's pretty freaky. Yadira, what's going on? Hurricane Ernesto is coming in 36 hours. Hopefully it keeps shifting, but getting ready. Where are you located, Yadira? I guess I could look up where Hurricane Ernesto is going. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers and send you all the love, safety, security I can muster. Let's get some ones up for people affected by the hurricanes today. I am listening to the catchiest beats in my head right now, in my ears. East Coast. People project what they want you to see. It's like a magic trick. Absolutely. I like to call it a mask. Better than 4 coffees at once, says Beta. I must try this. Ice bath after sauna is so good. I wonder what that does to the body. I mean, your body's got to be releasing endorphins with such an extreme change, right? It's so interesting. We are complicated and wondrous machines, humans, you know? You know that? We're like bio machines. We're like big meat sacks, but we're also like computers, but we're like also, we're insane. We're insane. We're also on a rock, a giant rock that's hurtling through space at speeds incomprehensible to the human mind. And we're just walking around on that rock, which is also pretty insane. I don't know where that came from, but from my useless information folder in my head. I'm on the east coast of the USA, says Matrix Rabbit. Yeah, there's a season for these things, apparently, Shannon. And, not ever living in a place, I shouldn't say ever, but not spending a ton of time in places where this happens, it's easy to forget that it happens almost every year. I've got some family down in Texas, and I hear about it a lot. But yeah, what's different this time? What's different this time? Like, even on a smaller scale, right? We talked about it in the grand scale and scheme of like recovery over time, the big picture. What about breaking it down into smaller bits? So for example, I've been doing my morning show at 7:30. I would like to do it at 7. That's my goal every day. And when I hit 7:30, I'm missing the mark. I don't beat myself up about it, right? Because I'm working things out. But that being said, what's going to be different this time? If I'm really going to, be punctual, if I'm really going to do the routine the way that I visualize it, the way that I want to do it, how am I going to make that happen? Right? It's not enough to desire change. It's not even enough to desire change more than anything. Like, even like the most intense, passionate desires, there has to be action. And for me, I get lost in my head a lot. And, if you're like me, I think a lot of you are. Sometimes I need to make a plan in order to get to the action. Otherwise, I get stuck in the desire phase. So make a plan. Make a plan. I'm going to go to bed between 9 and 9:30, right? That's the first probably thing on the list of the ways that I'm going to make this happen, right? The small example of being on time for the lifeboat in the morning. I'm going to go to bed on time, right? No exceptions. In fact, I'm going to be looking forward to it, right? I'm going to expect this time coming. I'm not going to look up at the clock and be like, "Oh no." I'm going to know it's coming. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to go to bed on time, get good sleep. And then maybe if I know I'm not going to have hot water, prepare. I could have caffeine all in the fridge, but I didn't. I had to go get it, right? It's number 2, be prepared, right? That's another thing I could put in my plan to fix the punctuality thing that I am not happy with in my life, right? So we've got preparation, we've got going to bed on time. If I had to put a 3 on there, because 3 is a nice round odd number, nice round odd prime number. If I had to put a third thing on my plan, it would probably be something to do with the snooze button on my alarm. I would probably like set a rule for myself, and obviously I have to have the self-discipline to keep this rule. No one's checking my tests, no one's checking my scores. But when the alarm goes off, just get out of bed. Don't hit snooze. Figure it out. Stand up, right? That's probably would be my number 3. Don't fart around with the snooze button. Just get at it. Get after it. And honestly, when I don't fart around with the snooze button, I feel better. My brain isn't confused. Like, are we awake? Are we asleep? It knows what's going on when I just do it. Do it, Hurricanes bring snow over there, Lacey? That's super wild. Hurricanes and snow. Spell checker is unwieldy. Also my arch nemesis. I sometimes will turn it off, and then I'll change my mind and turn it back on, because I'm also like lazy. I have not the most dexterous fingers. So I'll be typing really fast and I'll screw it up. And then, the autocorrect's off, so it just doesn't do anything about it. I have a love-hate relationship with that thing. Good morning, Ladybug Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't think I've ever said hello to you. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Just reading. Reading. Yeah, the snooze button sucks, doesn't it, Christine? It is like an instant gratification machine, but it also makes things worse. Need everything to be in even numbers. That's very interesting, Gadira. I did not know that about you. I used to be really into even numbers, and then I decided one day, I was like, you know what? I choose odd. Also, I don't know if any even numbers are prime numbers. I wonder, I don't think that is possible. Let me see. Just because of the nature of a 2. The nature of a 2. Yeah, I'm not a mathematician, but it makes sense to my brain. I'm going to look this up now because I'm curious. Wow, this question has been asked a bunch. The only even prime number is 2. That makes sense. When you say it like that, computer. Well, that's quite all right, Ladybug Melissa. We love our lurkers. Melissa says, I'm usually here, more of a listener than a talker. You are welcome to do so. We encourage it. I'm grateful to be able to say hello to you, though. Yeah, put alarm clock across the room. I had a dream when I was a kid that I had an alarm clock that was also like a baseball. And when the alarm would go off, you would just throw it at the wall and it would turn off or snooze. But you would have to like get up and go get it the next time it went off. And I don't know if that was a dream or if that was real, but I feel like it was a dream. When I was a kid, it was hard to discern between reality and dreams a lot. As I got older, the magic kind of faded on that. But when I was a kid, it was difficult to discern reality from dreams a lot. So technically, 2 is the prime even number. That was a triple entendre right there. Piece that one apart. I love this so much, Blessed to Crochet. A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass put together to make a magical ball of light. You aren't broken, you're a disco ball. Proud disco ball. Thanks for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Mary. That is wonderful. Marissa Robertson, hello, hello. I hope everyone up there in Canada is being safe. It sounds like the weather's getting pretty crazy. There's an alarm clock that will actually launch and fly around the room. Is it like a drone clock? That's so crazy. You have to catch it to turn it off. I could definitely use that as well. It would be super irritating for me and my neighbors, but it would get me out of bed. And once you're standing up, are you getting back in? I mean, it's possible, right? It's possible. Good morning, Tiff. How you doing? Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. I wonder why I get notifications from my guitar amplifier app at 8 in the morning. All right. I wonder what else we can say on this topic. There should be a lot more. Baseball and tennis ball size hail. That's crazy. Watch out for your car. I think I've decided I'm going to be a non-car having individual. I feel like, am I going to pay for insurance and car payments, or am I going to buy like a piece of crap and then do maintenance on it? Like, am I going to get back into that game? I don't think so. I think I would like to get ahead in other areas. And really, the car is just a convenience. It's not necessary for what I'm doing these days. So I'm pretty excited to have come to that conclusion, because that's a lot of money that I don't have to spend coming up. Also, I got a text this morning. I didn't realize that my next dentist appointment was so soon. It's apparently at the end of the week on Friday. So I'm going to try and reschedule that because, yeah, I'm not ready for that. It's pretty darn quick. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Keep my teeth in your thoughts, guys. I will definitely be keeping your family in my thoughts and prayers, Mary. Is it my dad, Jake from State Farm? I mean, he could be. He'll call you in the middle of the night, that's for sure. He'll call you in the middle of the night, that's for sure. The transportation system out here is all right, Matrix. Sometimes the buses don't run frequently enough, but most of the time it's fine. Most of the time it's really good. Sometimes they run every hour, and then it's a little. You kind of just have to take what you can get at that point. Body Illusion says, Spanx question, you going to make it to your P.O. box sometime soon? Absolutely. I definitely am intending to go up there as soon as possible. So yeah, what's going to be different this time? How is this time going to be different? Make a plan and then act on it. Ow. Ow. That hurt quite a bit. Man, I do not have a whole lot to say today. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to open it up to questions. If you guys have any questions that don't have to be on topic, I'm losing my way in my head. So we're just gonna shift gears and call the audible. If you guys have any questions for me, I'd love to answer them. And while I'm waiting for the files to be retrieved in my head, we can talk about some stuff. If you want to come take me, you totally can, Shannon. But I mean, that seems like a pretty far drive. I would counsel you not to do so. My aunt can take me up there. My aunt can take me up there. I bought a car from a wrecking yard. Cost $2,000 to rebuild the front end. And I've always bought cars that are like that. And now I'm kind of looking at it like, do I want to be under the hood all the time? Do I want to be at the mechanic shop all the time? Or do I want to have a car payment and an insurance payment? It's like, I don't really want any of that. I don't want any of that. I just want a car. It's quite a responsibility though. And like I get it. I guess I don't want to necessarily take this time to complain about the way things are, but I wish I didn't have to pay for insurance and a car payment. Just wish it wasn't the way that it is. And honestly, the way that the economy is going, I mean, it's just more and more expensive to do these things. So drives like it was brand new, says Makers. Well, if I could get lucky like that, I would be super down. For Nina lessons, what's that? What's a Nina lesson? Do I have a love interest? I guess love is the word that's tripping me up there. I am talking to a lady friend, but there's no like, how do you say that? It's not very serious. It's not as serious as we would like it to be. And it's a good thing that it's not serious with this girl. I think that it's exactly how it's meant to be. But obviously, ideally in a perfect world, we find a serious girl to consider. Would I consider moving to Tennessee to be close to my dad again? I would consider it. Although at some point I'm just chasing my dad around the country, I don't think that there's value in that. I do like being close to my dad. I love my dad. But there's got to be more. Like when I moved out, there was a lot of reasons that I moved here. You know what I mean? So I don't think that being close to my dad is enough of a reason by itself, is what I'm trying to say. We had so many power surges yesterday, Yadira. I was wondering, I was like, what the heck is going on? It was a little freaky. And the hot water's not working. I'm like wondering, I'm like, dude, is this place falling apart? What the heck? Oh, pardon me. I'm losing my way here. You were talking about ninjas, Matrix Rabbit. How much does it cost for ninja lessons? I don't know. I'll have to ask the sensei. I'll have to ask my sensei. He definitely gives ninja lessons. I thought about getting a bicycle out here, but the way that the roads and stuff are set up, it wouldn't be the best move. I still may get like just a regular like manual bicycle, if it doesn't cost too much to try it out, because that would change the game. But I mean, there's plenty of roads where there's like no sidewalk. Most or either all or most of the roads out here don't have a shoulder either. So riding a bicycle is scary. You basically have to ride it on the sidewalk, which is very interesting. It's not like that the places I've lived. The plumbers are supposed to be here right now, not necessarily in my place, but the email said for the complex that the plumbers said the earliest they could come was early Monday morning. So hopefully when I'm done with this, it'll be turned on. That would be pretty cool. Mrs. G, welcome in. Good to see you. Scooby Lee, I also need to go do my dishes. I think today I'm going to do literally nothing fun. I'm just going to spend my whole day getting my affairs in order because I'll feel way better afterwards. There's just my plate of things to do has been stacking higher and higher. So I can't be a Slackosaurus Rex today. I have to do all kinds of stuff. And you know, if there's no hot water, how the heck am I going to do laundry? Yeah, Nashville is a cool music city from what I understand, Matrix Rabbit. That would be neat to go there and find a band to play with. Yeah, there's like a bike trail ban. I saw that. I've seen a couple like instances of this, but then like on Speedway, for example, like how do you just avoid Speedway at all costs, or when you get to Speedway on the bicycle, you have to just hit a bus stop immediately? Because there's no, I don't know if there are other roads like that or if Speedway is the only one, but Speedway is what I'm thinking of when I think of roads that I wouldn't want to be riding a bike on. You know, Grant, I don't think I would want to ride a bike on either, but there is sidewalks at least. Cooking with Grandma says, in the vein of what's different this time I've taken care of my mental health. This is a big one, super big. I could tell you I'm a drunk, no problem, but to say I'm bipolar put a huge knot in my gut. And you know, to admit that like there's something like wrong with us, which is what that feels like, right? Is hard. It's very hard. And you know, I think that's a perception as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think that's just your unique difference, right? That's part of what makes you you. And you know, obviously, we would probably prefer not to be bipolar, right? But I don't necessarily think that it means there's something wrong with you, right? I try not to think about it in those terms for myself, at least. You know, I have ADHD. I'm special. You know, I'm unique. I'm different. It's all right. I'm glad you're taking care of your mental health cooking with grandma. Without that, there can be no recovery, in my opinion. Nicola asks if I could live anywhere in the world and do anything I wanted to get an income, where and what would I choose? I'd be a rock star for sure, 100%. I would tour and do music, or I guess, but for my job, I could do either of these things, or like just be a professional fire dancer. Like do the same thing that I would do as a rock star. Instead of playing music, though, I'd be fire dancing. That would be sick. I think that the fire dancing is such like a weird magic meeting of like b-boy culture and like I don't even know, like island culture. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but the b-boy aspect of it occurred to me the other day. I was watching like I guess the Olympics have breakdance competitions now. I was watching the Olympic breakdancing and I was like, this is cool. This reminds me of fire dancing. It occurred to me for the first time. I was like, oh, wait a second. That's kind of exactly what we're doing. Yeah, this time I don't want to die. That's right. That's also what's different for me. This time I want to live. My ninja master said he didn't see me in class. I said, thank you. Have a great day, Lacey. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Make this week great. Beta says, do you have an option to rent a car for a long time? My friend chose this option instead of buying one and pays about $250 a month. That doesn't sound like a terrible option. Also, like, I could buy my cousin's truck probably. He's put a crap load of miles on it. So I don't think that he would sell it to me very expensive. And he's taken very, very good care of it. So, I mean, honestly, that might be the best option. Because then I wouldn't have a car payment and I wouldn't break the bank. And I probably wouldn't have a ton of maintenance. Eventually, obviously, there's some. I need to do so many things today as well, Shannon. Not looking forward to it, but I'm not going to balk. I'm going to get up and do it. I guess that leads me into this next section. Also, when we get well down the road of recovery, it is quite easy to rest on one's laurels. And what that means is get comfortable and put your guard down, right? What that means is feel like you've got it and then you don't have it. Resting on laurels, right? Stop doing the work because you're good now. Don't do that. Don't do that. That has happened to me a couple times actually. And this time that's going to be different. This time I'm not going to get complacent. I'm not going to get so far removed from my addiction, from my disease, that I forget, exactly what it felt like, that I forget exactly who I am and what I can and can't do. Incarnasol, Roberta, good morning. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Hey, hi, how you doing? Wheezy F, baby. Good morning, Candy's Life. No worries, no sorries. We're happy to have you when we can have you. Amy Edge, hello, howdy all. I don't have any water at all, pardon me. Let's be clear here. When I turn the faucet on, nothing happens. So the emails that they sent said hot water, but it's all the water. None of the water works. Much love, Flick. I'll keep you in my thoughts. What about you guys? If you could have any... Oh, and there was a second part of that question. Where would I live? I forgot. I don't know. I've never left the United States. Probably Hawaii. That's probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. I would want a house on a hill overlooking water, but I wouldn't want the water so close to the house that it would affect my foundation or like the land that my foundation's on. I would just want the water close enough that I didn't have to get into a car to go to it. But, in Hawaii, somewhere where the sun comes in the windows in the morning and there's like a balcony to watch the sunset on. I guess a sunrise balcony would probably be more to my preference, but eventually I do need a vehicle, Shannon. You're totally right. Right this minute though, probably not. Especially like I'm gonna have to re-sign my lease here for another 6 months because I'm not ready to leave yet. I want to leave. I want to live somewhere else. I want to get my teeth fixed. There's all kinds of bills coming up. So I think that the car is expendable, and it's a huge expense. Definitely expendable for now. Can you guys hear that? They're out there doing that thing again. Yeah, flamethrowers on the guitars, super cool. I actually, we have a double-sided guitar. I know that sounds crazy. We have a guitar that's a staff. It's two guitars, butt to butt, with there's like a way to spin it like a staff, and they have flamethrowers on them, and they play. They have like Bluetooth plugins. Instead of a cord, you plug this little Bluetooth thing in that sends signal to a speaker. We have a flamethrower guitar staff, and it's like a double guitar. It's not like one guitar. It's two guitars butt to butt with flamethrowers on the ends. It's really, really, really cool. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that, but we have it. We have it. Are you asking me, Kim, if I have videos of my fire dancing? We can end today's session with some with some fire dancing videos. Although I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys everything awesome that I have to show. I need to make more footage, basically. I love this. Cooking with Grandma says 100 on resting on laurels. We all know addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful and patient. Absolutely. Diabolical is the word I like to use. It's over there just going, yeah, I'm going to get this mofo. And it's like, oh my gosh. Bro, go to sleep. You know, that's what I try to tell my addiction sometimes. Go to bed. You're working way too hard back there. Aw, Shannon, you're so sweet. I'll consider it. What part of Florida do you live in, Shannon? I mean, this is definitely something I've considered. Nicola E says, I think you need a live-in van or RV so you can be wherever you need to be for the rock star or fire dancing. I think that's way cool. It definitely would take some like wrapping my brain around it. If my home was on wheels, like that's cool, but something about that concept feels less secure to me. Something about that concept feels like less, like my home is less of a safe place, less of a sanctuary. And that does terrible, terrible things to like my mental state. Not like if I didn't have this, I wouldn't be able to do this, if that makes sense. Um, and I think that would definitely change the game for me and the boat. I think that would be really cool. That would enable me to travel and stuff. I would jump on the opportunity to do this. Don't get me wrong. It would definitely be a shift. And honestly, I think this is where I'm headed, but I'm still making other plans and like plan Bs and plan Cs. I don't know exactly what I want yet. And I guess that's kind of par for the course. That's my MO. I'm not entirely sure what I want. But this is definitely one of the dreams for sure. For a week, Flick. Oh my gosh, I hope that doesn't happen to me. Dirty Mouse. Let's get some ones up for Dirty Mouse. Let's keep their health in our thoughts. Hope you get better soon, Dirty Mouse. Hate to hear it. One of the best sermons I ever heard. He said, we as humans try to find order, consistency, and predictability in a world where there is none. The chaos is the norm. That's so good. I like that. Embrace the chaos. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Did you hear your name? Because I'm singing it. Because I'm singing it. There is a leaf blower out there, guys. I'm just up in the chat, so I'm a little behind. When will we get to see the fire dancing, says K-Fic. Here in just a moment. Naked men, what are we talking about here? Tina Marie says, does anyone have any advice for someone who is physically overwhelmed keeping up the housework? I'm struggling and things are starting to slide. You know, this is something that I struggle with as well. I have to make it exciting for myself. I have to either put music on or like I'll do some dishes and then do something that makes me happy. And then I'll take a break and do some dishes and do something that makes me happy. And then I'll take a break and, clean stuff and do stuff that makes me happy again. I have to find ways to like trick my brain into doing these things. And also there's an element of like, all right, I'm starting right now. Because honestly, I will think about it and just dwell on thought of doing it forever and never do it. And then, towards the end of that, I'm beating myself up pretty badly, right? It's like, why didn't you do this? You had all day. So there's an element of just starting it, just boom, I'm moving, I'm doing something, not putting much thought into it, just I'm going to start, right? And then also one of the tricks that I do is I try to make it fun. I'll either listen to music or I'll break up the monotonous task with fun stuff. That's the advice that I have, Tina. I'm hoping that someone else has a different perspective because I feel like my answer's inadequate, but that's what I do. Southwest Florida, Naples. Okay, okay, okay. I'm 32, Dirty Mouse. What happened? Why is this not doing it? Oh, that's why. Okay, let's see if I can find this fire stuff. I wonder if I have fire things in a different location as well. I guess we never really go through my Facebook photos because I just assume that you guys have me on there, but you may not. So maybe we can find some oldies but some goodies on my profile photos. This is one of my favorite shots. There's a lot going on, so I'm going to walk you through it as we look at it. This is one of my favorite shots of all time, though, for sure. I wish I could get rid of that part. Let's see. Maybe I can do that by... Oh, perfect. I'm very smart. Can we remove the tags? Sweet. Perfect. Perfect. All right. This is a shot that was taken at Burning Man. I think the coolest thing... Oh, what am I doing? I think the coolest thing about this shot is like the crowd and the tears of like people. Like there's people in the front like kneeling, everyone's got their cameras out, and then there's like more and more tears as the farther you go back. There's like people sitting on cars and stuff in the very, very back, and it's just full circus in the round, 360 degrees of audience. And I'm pretty sure... What piece is this? I'm pretty sure that's me in the very, very center. I'm pretty sure that's my butt. I guess I can move my mouse. I think this is me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I know this. No, this is me. This is me here. Because that's Lucy right there. And this is my ninja sensei in the center. That's my buddy. Anyways, that's my favorite part about this. It's like a moment in time. We were doing a performance. There's all these people in the just surrounding us, and it's just like they can't get enough. Look at their faces. It's so crazy. You can't even tell what the heck's going on, but just one of my favorites. I like that one a lot. All right, what else we got here? Oh my Lord, look at my face. Okay, we'll do this one too. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This is at the very end of our whole performance. The piece that I've shown you guys, the piece that picture was of, was like the capstone. It was the ending. It was the finale of our overall greater show. And this is a photo taken of the last moment of the entire show. This was like, we did it. This was, as you can see, in the great circle. The man's in the background. This was the culmination of like 8 months of work. This moment was like, dude, we did it. Wow, we had sick outfits that year. I'm not a huge fan of the pants, but that shirt thing is dope. Hannah's face is hilarious. None of these are videos I'm finding, but that might not be the whole of it. There may be more. There may be actual videos. Did I skip over all this? Where did this come from? I'll come back and check the comments here in just a second. Sorry, guys. I am looking. I know I have so much stuff. Ooh, look at this one. Wow. It's one of my favorite ones of all time. I know I just say that about every photo, but wait till you see this. This move, Lucy and I invented. It was my idea. No, Lucy and I invented this move, and I called it the creature. She's sitting on my butt and laying down. We're back to back. So I'm supporting all of her weight. Although now that I'm looking, she does have a leg down. I must not have been that flat when this photo was taken. But usually the way we did it, I don't know. Maybe she always put the leg down and then lied to me about it. Who knows? But anyways. Oh, that's not working. Yeah. I thought that was really cool. Little acro yoga mixed with fire. Pretty sweet. This one's pretty sweet too. This is my one of my 6-pack photos. Although it's not really a 6-pack. I'm just like really bony. That was one of the first fire photos ever taken of me. I'm pretty sure Lucy took that one. That's it. That's all she wrote, folks. That's all she wrote, I think. Let's click on this, see what happens. Nope. I think that is totally it. That's it. That's all we got. That's all that Facebook has to offer. We can next time I'll find some different stuff that we haven't seen before. Oh, all right. If you guys don't mind, I think I'm going to get out of here. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. Have a great day, Miss Sunrise Dawn, if you're still in here. Info Dump Truck, good to see ya. Cooking with Grandma, have a great day. Dirty Mouse, there's only something more if you want there to be. That's what I found. And, that doesn't make it any easier to decide what I want, right? But I found that once I decide, things start to move and happen, Once I'm like, you know what? I do want this. Once I actually can finally like push that emotion into finality, or that feeling, that thought, things start to move and change. So, if you're content though, that's awesome, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Jimena. We'll see you later, though. We'll see you next time. I'll be on time tomorrow, I promise. Candy's got 5 years. Did I miss something? I'm really quite ashamed to be in this position at 5 years clean. Let me read the whole message. Hold on. Well, 5 years clean is a big, big deal, Candy. That's what matters. That's literally what matters. And I understand what you're saying, but don't beat yourself up. You know what I mean? And if whatever you do, try to convert that shame into guilt. You know the difference between shame and guilt, Candy? Shame is I'm a bad person because I did this thing. Guilt is I did a bad thing, right? And you're not a bad person, right? So don't put that kind of emotion on yourself. I think that we often we're not conscious about shame and guilt. And I think that if we are a little bit, it's a lot easier to feel a little better, because you might be guilty of not meeting your own standards, or of this or of that, but you're not a bad person. You shouldn't be ashamed of yourself, because you're, first off, you're 5 years clean. That's a lot of time. That's a big deal. um, so whatever position you're in, it's way better than being in that position not sober, right? I had to blow out a candle there. If I would love to spin fire for you guys in person, just for the record. That would make, few things would make me happier. Almost 6 years, says Candy's Life. That's amazing. I can't wait to have this for myself. I shouldn't say can't wait. I'm very excited though to experience this level of recovery for myself. Go commit random acts of kindness, everyone, says Tina Marie. And on that note, I think that's a great note to end. Much love, everyone. We will see you in the morning, all right? Make it a great week. Make it a great day. It all starts with Monday.